If this summer heat has you wishing your BMW's AC blew just a little colder, don't assume you need a recharge or an expensive trip to the dealer. Most owners jump straight to thinking something is broken, when in reality the system is often working exactly as designed. It's just being held back by a setting, a habit, or a small piece of maintenance nobody told them about. The frustrating part is that most of these fixes take less time than it took you to search for this video, and none of them cost a dime. Before you spend a penny on a diagnosis you may not even need, here are 9 completely free things BMW mechanics check first, in the exact order they check them. Some take less than 30 seconds, and they can make a bigger difference than most owners realize. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to tell the difference between a setting you can fix yourself right now and a real mechanical issue that's actually worth paying for, and you won't have to guess or take a stranger's word for it at the counter. Tip 1. Check your center vent temperature wheel. Let's start with the one almost nobody knows about, because it's the single biggest aha moment in this video. On the center vents, the ones aimed at the driver and front passenger, there's a small wheel you can rotate, usually marked blue on one side and red on the other. Most owners never touch it, which means most BMW owners are accidentally leaving the center vent temperature wheel sitting halfway toward red without even realizing it. That wheel blends in warmer air specifically from those vents, independent of your main cabin temperature setting. So even with your climate control set to its coldest setting, if that wheel is turned even slightly toward red, the air hitting your face and chest won't be as cold as the system is actually capable of. This is exactly why 2 identical BMWs, both set to the same temperature, can feel completely different to sit in. One owner has that wheel rolled to blue, the other doesn't even know it exists. Roll it all the way to blue for max cooling from those vents. While you're at it, check that you're actually using max AC, usually a snowflake button, which closes off outside air intake completely and runs the compressor at full capacity for the fastest possible cooldown. This one setting alone explains a huge percentage of "my AC isn't as cold as it used to be" complaints, and it costs nothing to fix. Take 30 seconds right now, even before you finish this video, and go check where that wheel is sitting on your own car. There's a good chance it's not where you think it is. Tip 2. Use auto mode instead of manually setting fan speed. A lot of BMW owners manually crank the fan to its highest setting, thinking that forces more cold air out. It actually works against you. BMW's climate system is designed to manage compressor cycling, blend door position, and fan speed together based on cabin temperature feedback. When you override the fan manually, you disrupt that logic, and the system can't regulate cooling as efficiently over a longer drive. Think of it like fighting your cruise control instead of just setting it and letting it work. Switching to auto mode and simply dialing the temperature to its lowest setting lets the car's own climate computer manage everything for you, which in most cases reaches and holds maximum cooling faster than manual settings do. It sounds counterintuitive, but letting the car do its job is usually the faster path to cold air. This is especially true on newer BMWs with dual-zone or 4-zone climate control, where manual overrides on one side can actually throw off how the system balances temperature across the whole cabin. If you've ever noticed the driver and passenger sides feeling like they're at completely different temperatures, this mismatch in manual settings is very often the reason why. Tip 3. Switch to recirculate mode. Here's a setting almost nobody uses correctly. When you first start driving and want max cooling, your AC should be in recirculate mode, not fresh air mode. Recirculate pulls air from inside the cabin and recools it, while fresh air mode pulls hot air from outside and tries to cool it from scratch. But here's the part most people don't know. A lot of BMWs are programmed to automatically switch back to fresh air mode after a set amount of time, because the car is designed to prevent the cabin air from getting stale or fogging the windshield over a long drive. So if you set recirculate and it quietly turns itself off 20 minutes later, that's not a glitch. That's BMW's climate logic working as designed, and plenty of owners assume something broke when it's actually working exactly as intended. Just re-engage it manually on longer drives when you need max cooling. Look for the button with a curved arrow and a car icon, or check it through iDrive under climate settings. On hot days, getting into the habit of rechecking that button every time you stop for gas or run an errand can keep the cabin noticeably colder for the whole drive. It's a tiny habit, but on a 90-degree day with stop-and-go traffic, it can be the difference between a cabin that stays consistently cold and one that slowly creeps warmer the longer you're on the road. If you want every BMW maintenance interval and trick like this one organized in a single place instead of digging through forums, that's exactly what's inside the complete BMW Longevity Bible on Gumroad. Links in the description. Tip 4. Clean the cabin air filter. This one's well known, but it's still worth doing right, because it's the most common reason a BMW's AC feels weak in the first place. I've seen owners spend $600 chasing an AC problem that turned out to be a filter they hadn't changed in 4 years. This filter sits behind your glove box and filters every bit of air that comes through your vents. On most BMW models, 3 Series, 5 Series, X3, X5, it's a 2-minute job with no tools required. Open the glove box, release the side tabs, drop the glove box down, and slide the old filter out. If it's gray, brown, or packed with leaves and dust, that's your problem. A new filter costs under $15 and instantly restores full airflow, and most owners are shocked at how much stronger the airflow feels with a clean one in place. As a general rule, swap this filter every 12,000 to 15,000 miles, or sooner if you drive in dusty conditions or live somewhere with heavy pollen, since both clog the filter much faster than normal city driving. If you've never changed it and don't know your car's history, just assume it's overdue. It's cheap enough that there's no real downside to replacing it as a first step before anything else on this list. Keep a spare filter in your trunk if you live somewhere with bad pollen seasons, so you can swap it the moment you notice airflow dropping off instead of waiting weeks for a part to ship. Tip 5. Clean the condenser. Your AC condenser sits right in front of your radiator, behind the front bumper, and its entire job is releasing heat from the refrigerant. The problem is that it's directly in the path of every bit of road debris, bugs, and dust your car kicks up. A blocked condenser can't release heat efficiently, so your AC has to work twice as hard for half the cooling. You don't need to remove anything. Just open the hood, locate the condenser fins behind the front grille, and gently rinse them with a garden hose on a light setting, spraying from the engine side outward. Avoid a pressure washer. If the fins get bent, airflow drops dramatically, and bent fins don't bounce back on their own. This is one of the most neglected 5-minute fixes on this entire list, mainly because the condenser is out of sight behind the bumper, so most owners never think to check it unless they're already looking for something else under the hood. If you commute on highways a lot or drive behind other vehicles kicking up debris regularly, it's worth rinsing the condenser every few months rather than waiting until cooling performance noticeably drops. Tip 6. Close your sunshade before you park. If your BMW has a panoramic sunroof, this one matters more than people think. Leaving the sunroof's interior shade open while parked turns your cabin into a greenhouse, since direct sunlight pours straight through the glass and heats the interior far faster than sunlight through the windshield alone. Before you walk away from the car, close the shade. It takes 2 seconds and can be the difference between a 130-degree cabin and a 150-degree one. The hotter the cabin gets while parked, the longer and harder your AC has to work just to get back to a comfortable temperature once you start driving, even before it can start making things feel actually cold. If your BMW has the auto tilt sunroof feature, some models let you set the shade to close automatically when the car is turned off. Worth checking your settings menu, since most owners never realize that option exists. Pair this with parking in shade whenever it's available, and you can avoid most of that trapped heat buildup before it ever becomes the AC system's problem to solve. Tip 7. Dump trapped heat before you start driving. Before you even turn the AC on, do this. Open all 4 windows for 30 seconds before you start driving away. A parked BMW in the sun can trap cabin air well above 130 degrees, and that hot air has nowhere to go until it's pushed out. Mechanics recommend this because it dumps that trapped heat fast, instead of making your AC system fight to cool air that's sitting 50 or 60 degrees hotter than it needs to be. Crack all 4 windows, let the car breathe for 30 seconds, then roll them up and switch on max AC with Recirculate. You'll feel the difference in cool down speed almost immediately, and combined with closing your sunshade beforehand, this pair of habits alone can cut your cool down time significantly. It's a small routine, but stacked together with the settings from earlier in this video, it's often the difference between waiting 5 minutes for cold air and feeling it within 30 seconds of pulling out of the driveway. If you're short on time, even rolling down just the driver and passenger windows for those 30 seconds while you load the car or buckle in still makes a noticeable difference. It costs nothing, takes less time than buckling your seatbelt, and is one of the easiest habits on this entire list to build into your routine without even thinking about it. Tip 8. Listen for the compressor clutch engaging. This is a quick diagnostic check that tells you whether your AC compressor is actually working. With the engine running and AC turned on, pop the hood and listen closely near the front of the engine. You should hear a faint click as the compressor clutch engages, and you may see the front pulley start spinning along with a slight engine idle change. If you turn the AC on and off a few times and never hear that click or see the pulley engage, that's a sign the compressor clutch isn't activating, which could mean low refrigerant pressure, a bad relay, or a failed pressure switch. This is free to check yourself and saves you from walking into a shop not knowing what's actually wrong, which matters because vague symptoms are exactly how owners end up approving repairs they didn't actually need. If you do hear the click but the air still isn't cold, that tells you the compressor itself is functioning, which usually points the problem toward refrigerant levels instead, which leads directly into the next check. Knowing this one distinction alone can save you from being quoted for an entire compressor replacement when the real issue might just be a low-pressure switch worth a fraction of the cost. Tip 9. Check for the warning signs of low refrigerant. If you've done everything above and the air is still weak, here's the free check that tells you whether it's a refrigerant issue. Warm air that gradually gets warmer over a drive, a hissing sound near the firewall when AC is running, or visible oily residue around AC line fittings under the hood are all signs of a slow refrigerant leak. This is the one repair on this list that genuinely isn't a DIY fix on most BMWs. And if you do take it in, never let anyone simply recharge the system without finding the leak first. Recharging without locating the leak just means paying to lose that refrigerant all over again in a few months. The leak needs to be found and sealed before anything gets added back, and knowing this distinction alone can save you from paying for the same repair twice. A shop using UV dye and a proper leak detector should be able to show you exactly where the leak is before charging you for a recharge, so don't be afraid to ask to see it. Walking and already knowing these warning signs puts you in a completely different position than an owner who just says the AC isn't cold and has no idea what to ask next. Most BMW owners spend money on AC repairs that a $15 cabin filter, a 30-second window crack, or one overlooked vent wheel could have fixed. Run through these 9 checks before you book anything, and you'll know within 10 minutes whether you're dealing with a free fix or something that actually needs a shop. And if you want a full system for staying ahead of every BMW issue before it becomes an expensive one, the complete BMW Longevity Bible breaks down exactly what to check when and what it should actually cost. Grab it using the link in the description.